Welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos. You've made it back to my channel, and I live in a van down by the river. Okay, that was awful. So this is really fun because Raze does like to get stuff. He likes to show off some stuff that aren't necessarily horror or not necessarily DC or even geek-based, to be honest. This takes Raze all the way back to his childhood, and why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself, sir?
Now, as your father probably told you, my name is Matt Foley, and I am a motivational speaker. Now, let's get started by letting me give you a little bit of a scenario of what my life is all about. First off, I am 35 years old. I am divorced, and I live in a van down by the river.
So, yeah, he's got... Sounds much better when he does it, doesn't it? Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, this is Matt Foley. This is a character that Raze grew up with. Pretty much right around high school is when Matt Foley came about. And... yeah, we're going to go ahead and put this guy away, and we're going to have a talk about this.
You got it, homie!
Matt Foley. He was portrayed to perfection by the amazing and late Chris Farley, which is absolutely awesome. I believe Melissa McCarthy actually tried to do a version of Matt Foley for one of the anniversary shows. I don't think I saw that, and... I really couldn't say how that went or not, but I really don't see anybody doing it like Chris Farley did. The crazy part is, although Chris Farley has mentioned a couple of the inspirations behind the way he portrayed it, Matt Foley was actually created by one of the Saturday Night Live writers. It was like... Odenkirk or something like that. Who was a I think that was his name. He was a SNL writer for a long time. He came up with a character.
Well, Lottie frickin' da!
And then Chris Farley came up with the whole using like one of his football coaches and that kind of stuff, because he is a motivational speaker, and he does live in a van down by the river.
You're gonna end up eating a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river.
Yeah, I can't do it as well. But yeah, a lot of people think that Chris Farley came up with Matt Foley, but it was actually a character that he basically was able to put a lot in because it was given to him to bring it to life, but he wasn't the actual person that created the character.
I wish you could just shut your big yapper!
No. But at any rate, let's go ahead and take this guy out and have a look at him.
Well, you'll have plenty of time to live in a van down by the river when you're living in a van down by the river.
Yes. This is absolutely perfect. This could have very easily fallen into that whole category that Funko does sometimes, where they try and do even some of the supporting characters in Raze's DC collection. They just look like ordinary people, which they kind of are. But in this case, even out of the package, you can totally tell this is Chris Farley as Matt Foley. And, yeah, he is absolutely awesome in this thing. And this pop really shows it off, because you've got the, while the coat actually fits him, it's the idea that he is so manic that it's just wide open. And honestly, this is Chris Farley right here. With the low, with the belt going low, with the belly sticking over it. I mean, anytime you saw Chris Farley doing anything, that's what you would end up seeing. And the way the pants hang off of him in a certain way, It was just a very energetic guy who was a little overweight. And yeah, while he had a couple of his own things, I believe he showed up on I believe he showed up in a couple of different kind of things where Matt Foley was just kind of like a guest star. I want to say he showed up on the news, the SNL news that they do, which I don't even know why I'm drawing a blank on the name of that, because it's been the only thing consistent since SNL started. Yeah, I think he showed up there at some point, but then or it was a very similar character. But otherwise, yeah, this is a character that, like, anybody that sees it, they can't help but love it. And I love the fact that in the very first appearance of it, Chris Farley actually cracks up Christina Applegate and David Spade, who are on there, and hearing stories about the stuff he did. The thing is he never did anything the same way twice. He would push it further every time he did it, and I guess at one point when Chris Farley was actually lifting David Spade off the couch, that was the first time he ever did that. So yeah, it was try not to laugh, and yeah, so much of it, so much of Chris Farley's stuff is absolutely amazing, and I am so happy that I now have a Funko Pop that can totally show this off. So yeah, this is a lot of fun. This is a great addition to the collection, because Chris Farley's always a great addition to any collection. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and spare you more of my impression of Chris Farley, because I need to get out of here, and quite frankly, it'll drive you absolutely crazy. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if you are a big fan of Chris Farley, as you should be, and how much of this character you absolutely love. I've gotten a couple of Saturday Night Live pops, but not too many. So it really says something that this one was one that I absolutely had to get. But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here now, but never forget that life is full of odd moments, and you may end up living in a van down by the river.
I'm sick and tired of living in a van down by the river.